So hello. This is a little different, a different format that I'm trying to explore here. So I guess the usual would be just like a random video of me looking at my builds, and that's pretty much it. However, this time around, I kind of just want to try something a little different, just to see if I could capture, my gameplay and the moment a little better. Anyways, as you see here, I'm in my world. This is the world that's being run. That's my last build, or my latest, which was my bedroom. It does poke out of my my world, or my base, which is a little funny, but I'm okay with it. Not too disappointed or whatsoever. I think it's nice. It's nice. Anyways, I currently have my next build lined up, which is right behind me here. Oh no, iron golem. Oh no. Oh gosh. Anyways, I'm working on my newest build. As you guys can see here, there are barrels full of materials already that I just gathered, which should be enough according to my calculations. It should be enough. Yeah, it should be enough, and I am planning to kind of just execute the build now. Really have nothing to wait on. I kind of have been struggling with a thing or two in this world, primarily trees. I think my world right now is lacking a lot of trees. As you can see here, the only trees I don't have anything actually. Only custom trees I built with these ones, which are okay. Oh god, it's a thunderstorm. I'm gonna go inside. This is not good. Oh god. Nope. I do not like that. So let's head into our room here. This was my last build. Look how quiet and peaceful it is inside. That's nice. Let's head to bed real quick here so we can kind of jump into what my next project really is about. Okay, it's a little bit odd, I would say. It kind of ran out of theme with whatever stuff I've been building, but I kind of thought it was a cool build to have. So right now what I have here is an iron farm. As you guys can see, let's jump up and see a free cam here. Yeah, this is my iron farm. And down below are some other farms that I have been and still been using for my own purposes. But this is primarily my iron farm. And so I kind of I wanted to build it near base because I want it to be running constantly. I don't think this is spawn chunks, unfortunately. Spawn chunks is over there at the stone near the nether portal. But this is in base, meaning I'm always here. I'm constantly making builds around this place. So whether I'm present or not in the vicinity, it's going to be... Why is there a stone block? It's going to be running constantly. And I like that. So with it being so near to my base, I thought, well, how do I cover it up without making it ugly? I kind of considered just making like a full box or maybe like a house. But what I did land on, as you'll see, now I landed on making this. Now up close, this looks humongous. This looks huge. But we take free cam here and we kind of zoom out and look at it from afar. Here we go. Oh, there we go. This is supposed to be, I guess, my interpretation of, a silo grain. Right. And I know the first thing people are going to say, it's freaking huge, because it is huge. I did not consider the scale as I was building this Well, I did. Because in my head, what I wanted it to be was I wanted it to cover this up. Now, fair enough, I could have made this a little smaller and just let the outside space be. But, I didn't really think that when I was making this. And now I'm stuck with this huge build that I've created. And I'm going to build it. I don't want to not build it because it's here. It's already here. I'm going to build this first, I fear, because I already did it. You know, I kind of don't want this build to go. I think it's a cool build. I think I love the texturing I spent on this. You can see right now, like without the texturing on this, it took me a whole week to kind of nail it down. So it would be a shame to not build this. But it's such a contrast to what I've built around my base, and it feels a little off. Does that bother me? It does, but I don't know. I just kind of wanted to do it, and in hopes of it turning out great, I guess. Which, at this point, it has to, because if not, I'm going to be super disappointed with myself. But yeah, I'm going to be building this. This is my next biggest... It's one of my biggest builds, actually. It really serves no other function other than... other than being this whole place just to cover up this iron farm. And so... we'll see how it goes. I'm going to build this, and hopefully it turns out semi-decent. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I guess I'll see you on the other side if this goes well. Yeah. So the build is done. It's raining, unfortunately. I really wanted it to wait until it stopped or sleep it out, but I couldn't, so it's raining. So I'm recording this really late, I think like a few weeks after I've finished the build. Reason being is actually I forgot to kind of record like a closing video. But the build is finished, as you guys can see here. Really gloomy, but yeah, the texturing and all is nice. So we're gonna get in close here. I think I like how it looks now that it's being built. I've made some, did some changes from the first time I pulled up the schematic in the video. I think the most obvious or notable changes are adding more leaves and like kind of vines around the build. So these kind of like dead plants around the whole the build that weren't really present in the first time. And also I changed kind of the top bit. If you guys check out the schematics, the first half of the video is quite different. Kind of like as I was building the tower, I kind of took some time to kind of adjust it so it kind of looks a little bit nicer. But yeah, I'm liking the way it looks right now, like because the sun rises up here and sets over there. This whole thing, like this is kind of like a little brighter on this side. I should have made it darker, but it's kind of darker on this end, on this back end, because it's like barely getting lit. And so this is getting dark because the sun sets over here, so this part is darker. And this is where, the dark part covered with the forest, because I am planning to kind of just cover this up with trees around the backside here, make like a forest line or tree line. Forest line. Yeah, this is pretty much it, the build. I mean, I really love it now that I have built it. It's really cool, like seeing it here. Again, the whole thing is just a cover up for my iron farm. And I also decorated, kind of, made up some pathways, kind of filled up the sides here with rocks and trees, little bushes and greenery. And yeah, and look at this side, it's looking real clean. I used torches instead of shroom lights because, obviously I do not have the iron farm's working great. It's working real fine. been going at it. I haven't been hanging around this area much. I think you see, and I made a little staircase here going down here. I had a lot of struggles actually down here because as I was building the farm, the whole whatchamacallit, the iron golem kept spawning down here because it was just grass blocks because it's such like close distance. So I had to slab or spawn proof the whole area of this. This is basically like, I think this is where the iron farm is. I kind of extended it a little just so that it doesn't spawn around. I spawn proofed this whole section, even made sure they couldn't even spawn in here because they did sometimes spawn in this cactus farm, which is a little annoying, even the chest, even the whole bamboo and everything around here. So I think I spent a decent amount of time trying to spawn proof and figure out why my iron farm wasn't working half of the time because of this bottom part of the place. There were even times where the iron golem spawns down here. This is my collection point for the cactus farm. There were even times where they spawned down here, which was really obnoxious to deal with. Yeah, so it's a really simple iron farm that I created, and I'm glad that I managed to make a cover up. Sometimes here and there I do have to like check up with this because the iron golem doesn't spawn frequently. It's a slow farm, it's not the fast one, so which I don't mind because I'm not really like in need of much iron right now. I'm kind of just like passively collecting them, and I have a decent amount. I use them primarily for beacons now, which you can see here, which is my next build. I'll get into that for another video, but primarily I use them for beacons. Not like I don't have like redstone stuff that I do, so yeah, I am working on trying to get some redstone stuff. Actually, one of my I guess a little, not a teaser, but one of my ideas for the next project that I want to do is a super smelter, which could be really handy when I'm making big builds. So I kind of want to get into that. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, this is done. Man, the rain is really bothering me. I really want to see without the rain or sunrise, but honestly, I'm happy, and yeah, I don't know. I think it turned out really great, even though I said how it didn't fit with the theme of my whole area. I think it just kind of like, it's there, it's nice. And again, I don't know what a silo grain is actually supposed to be like in real life. Never seen one. So this is kind of just my interpretation of one, I guess. I could be really wrong about whatever it is, stuff like the pipes, and I don't know, man. But yeah, anyways, I think this is cool for now. Working on the next build, I'll get into that for another video again. Yeah, safe to say I'm really happy with how this turned out. There's a lot of stuff I have on my board here. We got Curly Creep Farm, change the chimney position. This is something, this is the lava house thing, because currently I'm kind of trying to learn how to frame my builds a little better. Something I noticed like a lot of builders do is they frame their builds. Like with this silo, I didn't really think about how it would look like in context of the surrounding, like the framing maybe from certain locations, like from my house here, like would it look awkward for it to just be kind of staggering up here and stuff like that. I didn't really consider that. Trees. Oh, tree. This is gonna be my nightmare. I talked about how I hate building trees, and there's the lack of trees in my area, which because I suck at building them, which is evident. But after doing some of this, I think I'm ready to tackle at least a few types of trees, and I'll see how it goes. But before I do anything, this have to come, and you might not. I mean, obviously you can't tell what it is, but it'll all make sense. So yeah, I think that's it for now. I think it sounds like it's nighttime in the world, so I'm just gonna hit the bed, and that would be